Hi friends, this is FirearmPop, and I'm here today with another in my Armed Citizen Stories. And this one again taken right out of First Freedom magazine. And here it is, Armed Citizen Stories. Now getting right to it this morning. Brandon Cruz was on his way to get some sushi when three teens surrounded him. One of them punched Cruz in the head. One guy to my far right had just punched me in the face and started swinging, Cruz said. At that point, I just pulled my gun and the three guys scattered. Cruz dialed 911 and kept the Sig Sauer 40 cal pistol, which he is licensed to carry, ready. Strangely, the suspects lingered in a nearby parking lot and were arrested by responding officers for assault and drug possession. This happened in New Haven, Connecticut. After a recent burglary, an elderly man began storing his guns in a more accessible fashion. Not long thereafter, he awoke at 3 a.m. and realized his home was again being invaded. He grabbed his gun and confronted the three suspects in the hallway, shooting one suspect several times. The wounded man fled with an accomplice, and the third suspect grabbed a knife and chose to fight. Mistake. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. During the struggle, the homeowner's gun discharged, wounding the suspect's hand. The injured suspect decided to wait for the police, but unfortunately, the homeowner had no phone and was too weak to go for help. Thus began a lengthy standoff. Unbelievably, the homeowner held the suspect for 8 hours before he was able to muster enough strength to escort him next door and phone police. And that was in Reno, Nevada. Normally, Raven Smith leaves his gun in a vehicle before he goes into a restaurant, but something made him reconsider one evening. The concealed carry permit holder kept his .380 caliber handgun holstered as he stepped out of his car to have dinner with his girlfriend. Before he'd taken 3 steps, a masked man rushed up behind his girlfriend with what appeared to be a gun. Get down, Smith yelled to his girlfriend as he fired 4 shots. The suspect dropped to the ground with 4 gunshot wounds and will be arrested after his release from the hospital. I love those words. Will be arrested when released from the hospital. It's not the first time we've incurred that. The suspect dropped to the ground with 4 gunshots and will be released to the hospital. I've only had practice doing casual shooting as a hobby, said Smith, an airline mechanic. It's completely different using it in a situation like this. His girlfriend calls him a hero, adding, I saw orange flashes over my head, and then my ears were ringing. And that was in St. Petersburg, Florida. Police believe a prowler was on drugs, had an illegal gun, and had broken into several cars and storage sheds before 17-year-old Justin Rowland caught him burglarizing his parents' property. Rowland, a good student and football player, spotted the suspect rummaging through the family shed. He quickly grabbed a pump-action shotgun and confronted the prowler, who threw his hands in the air and waited for police. It definitely made our job easier, said Police Detective Philip Calhoun. It's very easy to roll up on a scene and put someone in custody when they're already being held at gunpoint by the homeowner. And that was in Little Rock, Arkansas. Amen to that. Was the suspect lying in wait as his would-be victim came home from work? That's what police were asking after Lena Tate Johnson returned from his shift as a cook and was ambushed. What police do know is that the suspect illegally carried a gun, announcing a robbery, and fired a shot at Johnson, injuring him. Then, when Johnson drew his gun, fired several shots and killed the suspect. Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. A young woman walked out of the door on her way to work when she spotted a pit bull with a history of aggressive behavior on the loose. She quickly ducked back inside her father's home and called police to report the wandering dog. After waiting for the dog to leave, the father got a firearm for safety and escorted his daughter to the vehicle. Within moments, the dog appeared and began and again began attacking aggressively. The homeowner tried to slowly back his way into the home, but the dog backed him against the exterior wall. He fired a shot, killing the dog. That's in Everett, Washington. And the last one here. Early one afternoon, a man knocked on a woman's door and claimed to be there to check the roof for damage for an insurance company. As soon as he was inside, he punched the woman and knocked her to the ground. The woman broke free in the ensuing struggle, and the suspect followed her into the bedroom. She managed to fight off the suspect and claw her way to her pistol. As soon as she had the gun in her hands, the man fled the area. And that was in Ashland, Ohio. Okay, another great series of armed citizen stories. I hope you enjoy them. I want you to friend me on Facebook at FirearmPop. Find me on the web at FirearmPop.com. And as always, this is FirearmPop. Be safe out there, and God bless. Bye now.